Hey everybody, we're going to look at Metropolitics today. As you know, if you live in the Cook County area, or the Chicago area in this case, we live in a metropolitan statistical area, which goes all the way from Kenosha, Wisconsin, and as far southeast to Gary, Indiana. You also have micropolitan statistical areas, which lie on the outskirts of these metropolitan statistical areas. And then when you combine all of it together, we have a megapolis, which 90% of the U.S. population resides in these areas. And here's a good example of the metropolitan statistical areas. You see the green ones are metropolitan, the orange ones are micropolitan, and the purple areas are territories outside those statistical areas. And here you have the states with the most number of metropolitan statistical areas: California, Texas, and Florida. Illinois is ranked 15th. And because we have a metropolis, one of the big things, especially living in this area, is that we have fragmented government, meaning that we have many governments in one particular area. We also have a lot of ethnic and racial diversity. Some areas might have a majority-minority population. And the 10 largest metropolitan areas of the United States have economies that are larger than 36 state economies. These areas of the country are what we would consider to be growth engines of the U.S. economy. Here you also see the metro areas with the highest percentage of the population with bachelor's degrees and the lowest percentage. And according to statistics from a few years back, these are the metro areas with the largest majority-minority populations. Let's remember that suburbanization was created because people wanted to get out of the cities and find something new. But also you have differences between the cities and suburbs, whether it's about family, makeup, race, economic standards, and social class, education, and how much we pay in taxes. And also what we're getting for the taxes that we pay. And sometimes you see the terms sprawl and inner city, new urbanist. New urbanists are the people who fight for livable communities rather than the negative reference that we would give to something that we would call sprawl, where we have this expansion of low density residential and commercial development. And of course, we always have problems that still exist in the inner city, no matter how much the federal government in the 1960s tried to be involved in and tried to remedy or to stop. These are some of the explanations or definitions or identifications of what we would call suburban sprawl. And you see it in many areas of our communities outside of Cook County. I should say outside of Chicago in Cook County. And these are the reasons for sprawl. A lot of it stems from the ability to get cheaper land, and also that the federal government's housing policies would encourage people to buy more homes through low cost, or I should say high risk mortgages. And you might find it in the city of Chicago where you see walkable urbanism, where there are areas where pedestrians can move around, bicyclists can get around as well. And then also you have something that we call gentrification that you would also see in Chicago, where we had areas that were torn down and rebuilt to encourage younger people to move in, which also creates an argument or I should say a discussion about class in the cities, that you're trying to push lower income families out of the city and bring higher tax-paying residents into a community. So you do have class arguments and discussions that occur because of gentrification. And in our Making It Real, I'll have an example for you of what regionalism is, especially in our area, or also we might call localism. And here are the cases for regionalism in our United States metropolitan areas. And then here are some explanations of what we might call localism in our metropolitan areas.